Is your spouse really listening to what you're saying? Do you feel like you have important things to say and you just can't communicate them to your spouse? Well, I'm confident that we can help you get that message across. Stay tuned for a jam-packed episode of Recharge Your Marriage coming up right now. Hi, I'm Zev Halpern, and thanks for tuning in to Recharge Your Marriage. And kudos to you for looking for ways to improve your marriage. I really do know a bit about this, and I know I can help you get your marriage out of stuck and into a place where the two of you can come to terms and, most importantly, enjoy your time together. This show is my offering to you, so you can focus in on where you need to start. I've developed a way to help you, and I hope you seek me out because you're not alone and real help for your unique situation is available. So connect with me, and you'll see how to at the end of the show. And let's see this through together. We have a great show where our focus will be on communication. You know, that area that so many of us have our challenges with in marriage. We'll be featuring the It Takes Two Players improv troupe and special guest Katrina Von Dopp, a master communication coach from Savvy Interaction, who'll give us insight and a valuable demonstration about effective communication. We want to delve deeper into communication because our relationship depends on what messages are sent to each other and how it makes us feel and what our reaction to it makes us do. It sounds simple, and we think it's a lot more complex because couples oftentimes have blinders on, which filter our messages. Instead of listening to each other, we listen to ourselves. The message is our interpretation, not necessarily the attended sent message. That's a natural reaction, but for the two of you to be on the same page, it really needs some tweaking. So tonight, we're going to focus on communication and the messages we're sending. To get you focused and started on improving your married life, I want you to have a free gift for your marriage. So I hope you log on to closermarriage.com and get the Marriage Recharge Guide free. One for her and one for him. It will get you thinking about what you both need to do. At the least, improve the climate of your marriage. And at the best, help you to support and fulfill your spouse's needs with a chance for a friendlier, happier, closer, and more intimate marriage. So go get the free gift. Well, let's get to the Marriage Matters segment. Here's the It Takes Two Players to get us in the mood for this segment.
So how was your day, hon?
It was good.
You relaxed some?
I did. Actually, I went out and got a manicure with the girls, and it was
Sounds
really fun.
Good,
See?
good.
Isn't it pretty?
Nice nails.
Thank you.
Dishes and the rest of the house. Do you remember?
It's still there.
I know it's still there. I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And have you forgotten? My family's
No.
coming here this Friday, and
got a
I'm not
couple
going to have
days. We
time
got a
to do
couple
all this
days.
myself.
It's okay. We've got a few days.
It's not okay because it comes down to a few days and we never get it done, and then I get crap from my mom, and you know it, and you know that bugs me. So why are you getting manicures now? Come on, we need to be doing this, and we need to be doing it
I need
together.
a day to relax. I never get
I need
to
a day to
relax.
relax too, all right?
Well,
But
then
there's no
just take a
time.
break.
If the ultimate goal of your marriage is to really feel fulfilled and connected, well, you're going to have to communicate effectively and with results that bring you closer instead of pushing you apart. So where to start? Let's think about our daily contacts: morning, evening, weekend, phone, text, email, touch. Wherever our relationship is or isn't is determined by the quality and tone of our contacts in all mediums. It's the message we're getting and sending to each other. So when you scream, you damage. For example, I'm tired of your blah, blah, blah family. You never blah, blah, blah for me anymore. All you ever do is blah, blah, blah. I'm sick of it. All harsh screaming does is produce fear, either stuck like a deer in the headlights, or push us away, or run as fast as you can in the other direction. In marriage, it's no secret that we're involved in playing out many roles. Some we choose, some we're enrolled into, some are reactive in a positive or negative way. We reward, we punish, and lots of times we broadcast the message of our indifference to our partners. We're intertwined. We play roles, and we communicate tiny and huge messages to each other. How do you get to a more pleasurable, less uncomfortable space with your spouse? Let's just carve a slice of the pie of our contacts and intentionally, with a mutual purpose, find some ways to embellish them. So again, we're choosing some contacts and we're going to turn them into pleasant, attractive, easier times. Why do this? Because it's out of these times that relationships turn around and improve. Times we feel secure and safe, not confused and in some kind of fear state. When you get home or when you're with each other, randomly, join together in even a short expression of glad to see you, glad to be with you closeness. 3 seconds, believe it or not, would make a huge difference. Why do we couple together in the first place? We couple for safety and security. What's the magic word in all this? Soothing is the magic word that makes us feel safe. You have a sunburn, you know what putting something soothing on it feels like, and you know what's not. Soothing is feel good, and most humans I know like when it feels good. Even the people who it seems always have to feel bad for it to be good. Know any of them? Bet you do. Even they like and benefit from being soothed, not screamed at and scolded. Watch this example of a spouse making a real attempt to clear the air and take some positive steps.
You know what? I was thinking about what we were talking about making a relationship better, and I realized that that a lot of times we talk about it, but then we don't remember what we talked about, and then we forget to do it. So today I sat down and I just wrote down some stuff. I wrote down some notes about some of the things that we've been talking about. It's fine. It's not scary. I just wrote down some stuff so that we would remember what to talk about. And can you please not make the face like you want to die? Can we just talk about it? Can I just show you? You can do it too. You can write down whatever you want. I just want us to actually talk about these things so we don't forget. Can we just do that?
Now, join us in the bedroom for the Sexpectations segment of the show. Since this is the Sexpectations part of the show, let's begin with a sexual myth buster. If I don't successfully arouse my partner, then it's my fault. It's great to be aroused when both of you are feeling like sex. However, if your partner is not aroused, it's not your total responsibility to make that happen. To enjoy foreplay and arousing your partner creatively, it's a wonderful thing, but it serves neither of you when it's an obligation. If arousal doesn't happen, it's okay. Talk about it. Discuss some possibilities as to why. But blame and putting the responsibility on your partner is not going to help at all. Okay. Moving right along. So you sleep in the same bed, but don't have any sexual closeness. That's a big piece of territory, which includes talking intimately, touching, and you know the rest. You've been there, even though it's been a while. Well, the only way to tell your partner you want to get something going is to talk or touch. That's communication. That's messaging. I'd like to have sex sometimes. I want more. I like it when you do that. I want a little less. Or I don't want any right now because I'm just overwhelmed. Okay, you need to follow up at another time. Start the conversation. Make sure there's an understandable soundbite in there. And don't be too long-winded. Send a message to your spouse by squeezing a bit more when you hug. Hug and caress like you mean it. Hug in general. Hug in front of the kids. It means so much to them, more than you can even imagine. Hug anywhere, in the bedroom, touch in the bedroom, or while you're hugging privately, run your finger lightly down their arm or back, or somewhere more intimate, just to send a physical message that you want to be close. See where it goes from there. You've already sent your message. Keep on sending it. But if you get no response or any explanation, meaning avoidance, well, you're going to have to look at where you are in terms of your needs and your understanding of what's going on with my spouse. Be patient, but don't wait too long. Avoidance turns into habit, which turns into dejection, which turns into resentment, and a big resentment pile is an obstacle that's hard to detach from. And you really can't see your spouse through a giant pile of accumulated disappointment and anger. Hopefully, in the meantime, you have a way of relieving pent-up sexual frustration on your own, inside your married life, not secretly outside your marriage. There are ways, you know, even if you've never thought you could pleasure yourself. Perhaps your spouse has a good reason, or it's something physical about you, or the way you're doing it that has them avoiding it. You need information. So at some point, you both have to talk about it. It's always good to try to talk effectively about it, because rejection and pent-up sexual frustration is a recipe for distancing and will only continue to increase problems between you. the Marriage Pulse tonight, we welcome Katrina Van Dopp. Katrina Van Dopp is a dynamic speaker, trainer, coach, and author. In addition to being a certified master communication coach, she holds certifications as a behavior consultant and image consultant. Katrina impacts people throughout the country with her programs. Katrina is also co-author of the book, Socially Smart and Savvy, available on Amazon. Katrina, welcome to the show.
Zev, thank you for having me on.
I'm really glad you're here. So many spouses have things to say to their spouses, and it seems like it never works out the way they plan. They have something to say, it just doesn't come out the way they wanted. What suggestions would you give them on where to go with that?
Sure. Well, I help couples understand each other's communication styles. And there's really 4 main communication styles. There's decisive, inspiring, supportive, or cautious. It's not that they're so different. It's as if one person's speaking Swahili and one person's speaking German. It's a different frame of reference.
Like culture clash, different countries.
Totally. And it's not gender, it's just style. I had a couple who the husband was decisive. He liked the bottom line it. The wife, she was inspiring. She would stretch the story out before getting to the bottom line. Working with them and helping them understand their own styles and how to see others and how to adapt. So the husband needed to add a few more words, the wife needed to shorten a few. For instance, the wife learned to say, the vet called, the cat has cancer, we need to make an appointment to discuss treatment. She bottom-lined it. The husband, honey, the vet called, I know you were concerned because this breed is prone to cancer, and it turns out the lab results were positive. We need to call the vet, make an appointment to go together to discuss treatment. Same message.
And they got it. And that made all the difference right there.
It sure does.
So perception and tone appear to play a really important role in communication. The spouse says, why do you always have to sound so harsh? And the other spouse can't understand why they think it's harsh. I'm not harsh, I just said it. What's the effect of tone on communication in marriage?
Oh, tone is huge. And not just marriage, but in any communication. Saying the same thing, but using tone may sound, for instance, loud sounds harsh. Or if you're faster, you sound more anxious. If you soften it and slow it down and tone your voice down, then you're less threatening. So you're not just mentally and physically taking a step back, you're actually learning to communicate. And the first step is getting the other party to listen.
And the conversation can go on because it's not abruptly stopped by somebody being scared to death or just like, I don't want to talk to him or I don't want to talk to her right now with that kind of tone.
Exactly.
So could we do a little demonstration on how couples might improve their conversations and communications? Where do you start to mend and tweak communication and conversation?
Well, we start with where the couples are. It's never too late to make a change. For instance, if you were to say to me, you're crazy, in a laughing tone of voice, just try it.
You're crazy.
And see, if you come off, you're laughing, you're enjoying yourself, the other party goes, yeah, so are you. But now say it in a much more harsh and decisive, confrontational tone.
You're just plain crazy.
Do you see how the loudness, the harshness, the abruptness makes you want to take a step back and go, I don't want to participate with this person in a conversation. It's all tone. Same words, different delivery, different message heard.
And received. I mean, the messages are received. It's so
Exactly.
important. What about generational differences, in communication habits? We got the internet, we got texting, we have what texting says sometimes and what it doesn't and what people are thinking it says. What do you think about that?
It's a problem today. In fact, employers and colleges are saying they don't want to hire people because they can't communicate. Younger generation today, they know how to text, they know how to email. There is no emotion or very little emotion in that. Exactly. I can't tell you how many clients have come to me and said, my date said they can't say it to my face, I've got to text it. This is your date? The older generation, on the other hand, picks up the phone or best goes face to face. If you've got an important issue, it's better to communicate face to face and not have the message misconstrued.
He broke up with me and he did it in the text.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you hear it. It's a very common kind of thing to hear.
People find out they're laid off via text now.
Or worse, they send those messages that they shouldn't send till the next morning. You know, they should like sleep. Hey,
Yeah.
do the thing and sleep on it, because I'm not sure you want to say that. You know, but people go boop, submit, and all hell breaks loose. Not just in couples, but in businesses and everywhere.
In fact, there was an article this morning in the Washington Post that talked about the generation where you've got the older folks who were pre-internet, you've got the middle that are internet came along as they were adults, such as
Right.
you and I, and then the younger generation that are totally plugged in from birth.
Incredible.
All sorts of communication issues.
So tell us a little bit about Savvy Interaction, and tell us about your book.
Well, the book came about because I wanted to help people understand how to communicate better. And I could reach a far greater audience. Everyone wants to know how to communicate. You've heard from you were a little small child, communicate better. So I help people, whether individuals, couples, business folks, people in their career, tweak that communication and make it that much better. I worked with a client named Jack who wondered why he didn't get the promotion at work. He understood after I worked with him that his communication style was keeping him from that ascendancy. Tweaked it a little bit, learned to get the message across. He had his aha moment, and his career took off.
So what people really need to understand is that communication and tweaking communication, it's not a criticism. It could be a breakthrough
Yeah.
in their lives and change huge parts of their lives. No question.
It works families, couples, teenagers even. That strange alien species. Yes, it can help you understand a teenager.
You just got to get up in their face, you know, and get them to stop texting for a second
If you can pry them away from the text, remember they're sitting next to each other, texting to each other.
while you're talking to them.
Right.
And you know, doing 3 different other things
Yeah.
while they're doing it.
But at Savvy, we help people understand what's their communication style, what's someone else's, how to recognize it and use it. We give you the tools for your toolbox so you can succeed in whatever your goals are.
Well, it's some really important work, and I'm sure a lot of people have some really important breakthroughs. So that's all we have time for tonight. To find out more about Katrina Van Dopp and Savvy Interaction, contact her at. To find out more about the It Takes Two Players, contact Chris Pennick. I invite you to find out more about how I can help you through my signature program, Recharge Your Marriage Now. Enrich your marital communication skills. Reconnect for a deeper, more fulfilling relationship. Spice up your marriage and feel the love again. Here's how to find me at closermarriage.com, your source for recharging your marriage. Follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and finally, hug, kiss, touch, talk, cuddle, laugh a little, and be kind to those you meet. We're all fighting a great battle. We're all in need of some loving kindness. I'm Zev Halpern. See you next time for Recharge Your Marriage.